Hi friends, I'm feeling a bit better, so let's finally get to your questions. It's time for another Q&A. Ben wants to know, what's your personal opinion on Frozen? Would you have liked the movie more centered around the prophecy and Elsa being a villain, or do you think they were right to let it go? So first off, great pun! Secondly, I personally would have liked for them to have kept the prophecy, but not necessarily have Elsa as the villain. I think the idea of the prophecy and that everyone immediately believes it's Elsa, including herself, would have added quite a lot of depth to the movie and would have answered a lot of questions that we now end up having. Jamie asks, have you ever had a crush on a fictional character? If so, how many and who? So, yes, I had many crushes on fictional characters growing up. So the ones that most come to mind are Li Shang, the general from Mulan, Kovu, the lion from The Lion King 2. I know he's a lion, but anyway. Jim from Treasure Planet. So these were all movies I watched a lot as a young teenager, I guess, and yeah, they just seemed like really nice, good-looking guys. Ben wants to know, when you watch a movie analysing it for theories or character spotlights, how much longer does it take you compared to the actual movie length? So for a lot of the theories and character spotlights that I do, it's often based on movies that I grew up with. So most of the time, I don't actually watch the movie. I know a lot of these movies by heart, and I mean by heart, so I don't actually need to watch them to remember bits. For the movies I don't know as well, I will sit and watch them and take down notes, but I very, very rarely need to pause them, so I don't add any time to the movie. Again, this is because all of the things I talk about are movies or TV shows that I love, and I've already watched so many times, I don't need to actively watch them anymore. Jamie wants to know, when you first moved to Australia, what were some of the things you found most difficult to adjust to? This is a really good question, and one I get a lot. I've moved a lot throughout my childhood. One of the biggest things and one of the biggest differences for me was that people here are nice. I know how weird that sounds. Surely people are nice everywhere. But not in Belgium, not to the same extent. So here, for example, when you walk into the supermarket, people are smiling, they say hello, how can I help you, how are you doing today? In Belgium, you walk into the supermarket and that's it. No one says anything to you, no one smiles, no one even looks at you. We also live in a relatively small town and people talk on the street. They'll say hi and smile and kids are playing outside, and this is not something I had back in Brussels where, again, people seem very antisocial. Another small thing that was quite hard to adjust to at first was the money. And I'm not talking about the different currencies. I mean, in Australian dollars, there's not 1 and 2 cent coins, but we do have those in Europe. The last kind of small thing that again took a while to adjust to is the sidewalks. So as I said, we live in a relatively small town, and the sidewalks here, there's the sidewalk, then there's a nature strip, and then there's the road. This isn't something we have in Belgium. Even in the smaller countryside towns, it's the sidewalk and then a road, and there's no nature strip. It took a while for me to feel that it's normal to have this kind of random piece of grass, but now it's just completely normal, and I can't imagine going back to living with a sidewalk and road. It seems so dangerous. Thank you so much for your patience with your questions and giving me the time it took to finally answer them, and I can't wait to answer more, so please head over to the questions channel of the Discord and ask away. Until next time, happy bubbles!